Welcome back to CCRA's Technology Impact Series. Today's topic is formatting for archival. And what we talked about last time was backing up our transcripts and our notes. Today we're going to talk more about archiving them for the future. So let's get started, and we'll go back to the code sections that relate specifically to archival. Code of Civil Procedure 2025-510E in part says these notes may be either on paper or electronic media as long as it allows for the satisfactory production of a transcript at any time during the period specified. Now, I don't know about other deposition reporters, but I've had back orders from 5 or 6 years, and I had to go dig out my diskettes, and lo and behold, I don't have a computer anymore that has a disk drive. So let's talk about how we can prevent that type of situation from happening to us. So Government Code Section 69955 in part also says capable of reproducing for transcription the testimony of the proceedings. Let's go on to Section C. More specifically, they require that the note shall be labeled with the date recorded, the department number of the court, and the name of the court reporter. An example I put on the screen is the date, today's date, 05/02/112 _ department 12 _ my name. I think if I were doing this, I would also add my CSR number. Government Code Section 69955D in part says the note shall be stored in a manner and place that reasonably assures its preservation. We've already talked about backing up in the cloud, but let's talk about making a format of your notes that will actually allow accessibility to your notes well into the future. Additionally, 69955F requires a periodic review to ensure that the notes are stored in a medium that is not obsolete and that current technology is capable of accessing and reproducing the records for the required retention period. I think we all agree and understand that technology is changing more rapidly than we can even stay up with, so we have to be prepared for way into the future. So what exactly does this mean? So let's archive for the future in ASCII, PDF. Here we've got Homer. ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Exchange. ASCII is a format that all of our CAT programs output to, so this is certainly one of the main and important formats you should be archiving in. PDF, Portable Document Format. I think all of us can agree that PDFs are becoming the standard in the legal field. Many of the courts throughout the country mandate PDF filings, as well as the PACER system. The official reporters are mandated to upload their transcripts in PDF format. So archive for the future in your CAT format. Another option, or actually in addition to the prior two formats, ASCII and PDF, go ahead and archive in your CAT folder. As you can see on the screen, we've got on the left side, I've got in my CAT program, these are how I store my files in a folder, and within those zipped folders are job dictionaries, case dictionaries, my notes, the transcript, and much more. Additional archive options are the Real Legal PTX, known as e-transcript. Many attorneys are still using Real Legal e-transcript. They like it for many reasons, one of which is that you can save within the program to an ASCII format, and the Real Legal e-transcript manager viewer allows them quite a bit of functionality in searching their transcripts, etc. Additionally, some of the firms and some of the reporters are using transcript management programs, YesLaw, PDFit, Manuscript, iBinder, just to name a few. These programs bundle your transcript with the exhibits, and you can save them in the cloud. And all of these programs have the option of PDF or formats that will be certainly archivable well into the future. So tips, let's just think into the future. One tip is always archive in at least two formats, and preferably ASCII and PDF. Those are standards in the industry. Your CAT program format is fine as a third format for archival, but please do not rely on that as your main format. I think you all agree that CAT programs update their software, and you're constantly having to worry, maybe, if your program is going to be accepting a version from 4 or 5 years ago. So just keep that in mind. And don't archive onto a diskette. Those are legacy media. Don't archive only in your CAT format, as I just mentioned. Always archive in ASCII. And why? Because attorneys need an ASCII to import into their litigation support programs. And backup in the cloud, redundant backup is important. Store your offline backup medium in a safe location. Always archive your notes. They are the official record. I think most CAT programs now allow for the export of your notes in PDF. So this is an example of how my note file looks in a PDF file. And so something to think about is PDF has a new format. Well, it's not so new. It's probably 4 or 5 years old. But it is PDF A1 or PDF A2. And the A stands for Archival Solutions. So electronic document file format for long-term preservation. You may want to consider backing up in this format because these standards meet archival way into the future. In fact, the Library of Congress is using this type of format. Without really going into the specifics of what long-term preservation needs the PDF A1 addresses, just real briefly, it doesn't allow you to encrypt the folder. It does allow for metadating of the document so that researchers down the road have access to that type of information. Any type of reader will be able to open this file in the future, and the widespread use is very likely because it's in PDF. So, Case Catalyst is now PDF-A compliant. I've got on my screen here a screenshot of the print menu, and as you can see, you've got the PDF-A compliant. You can click on this. Of course, if you do this, you're not going to be able to sign or encrypt the PDF, so you might have to go through a two-step process if you need a digital signature. And that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Again, email techimpact@calccra.org to provide some input and feedback. And again, we would like to know what topics you'd like to hear about. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.